Like 20 minutes for the Black River.
Roger, received, and we have no.
Copy that, thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. A little bit of a problem getting on here, but we got it on. Hey, Logan. Good morning. Good to see you, my friend.
More than 15 U.S. warships are now reportedly enforcing those maritime restrictions that apply to all vessel traffic, regardless of the flag.
Hey, Giggles. How you doing? Jim, good morning, Jim. Hope everything is getting better with you, Jim. I know your dad, you see your dad just about every day, I'm sure.
they were not able to cut a deal with Iran and Pakistan over the weekend because the Iranian leaders have to go back to Tehran and get a full-on term set by the U.S. Basically, they say yes on the spot in Pakistan. So now we wait.
And very much in there. So you ask what happens next. I think the Iranians determine what happens next. They said we have to go. We have very bad additional economic line from
Yeah, TJ, you're probably right. Yeah, Jim, that's what we're all praying for your dad, and hopefully over the period of time and all the necessary help that you're giving him, he'll recover somewhat. Old age, you never recover, but you get better.
Aaron is China is sending Iran military aid for tracking major ceasefire talks today between the Israeli and Lebanese.
Logan's been at work for 3 hours already. All right, Logan. You must have gone to work at 6 a.m., huh? Wow. Hey, Lance. How you doing, Lance? Oh man, there was some severe storms last night. You're right, Logan. Was not good. Well, it wasn't bad because I was sleeping, but it was just the rain and everything going on all night last night. The thunderstorms, one right after the other, right after the other. How you doing, Justin?
What's up, Paul? Yeah.
Sue's in the chat. What's up, Logan, Jim? Oh shit. Hold on. To TJ.
And Lance is in there too. He said good morning.
What's up, Lance? Spell those up real quick.
I can't keep change. Your name doesn't change.
Probably because it's my profile, that's why.
Okay.
Here's the some of the pictures I got this morning.
Oh wow. Did you find out, did anybody get hurt?
No, the driver got taken to the hospital. Apparently she's fine. There was no kids on the bus. She just real shook up. But and you can see inside there, man, there's shit everywhere from like all the cleaning supplies and all that. It's all over
Was
the
it
place.
driver error or what?
No, apparently she was going through a light and an 18-wheeler ran the light and hit her on the side and knocked the bus over.
Oh wow.
And there's a big old gash in the side of the bus right there,
Yep.
up there. And then if you see the back, it's all damaged. The bumper and the exhaust, everything's hanging.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. A driver got into an accident yesterday, TJ. And they rolled the bus over on its side. Well, I guess from what I was told, an 18-wheeler ran a light and sideswiped her when she was turning or going through a light, one or the other. She would have either been turning or going through the light. And the force of the truck hitting it knocked it over on its side.
Tipped it over on its side, yeah.
That trucker is going to be facing some serious shit, I'll tell you that. Bunch of tickets, probably going to lose a CDL. I'm sure the company he works for is probably going to fire him. Talking about $1 million, probably multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
But there was no kids on the bus, right?
No, she was on her way to go get the kids. So
Ah,
everybody thought there was like a lot of us thought there were kids on the bus because it was around 2:30 when it happened, and normally there'd be kids on a lot of buses around that time. So we weren't sure. Yeah, she is lucky, Logan. Thank God there was no kids in the bus. Because that's the stupid thing, man. We were just talking about that yesterday before this crash happened. I was talking to another driver, or no, it was the day before yesterday. I was talking to another driver, and I was like, yeah, I can't believe they don't require these kids to wear seatbelts on these buses.
yeah.
I was like, because you see accidents like that, and those kids will just get thrown in the bus. And they don't require them to wear seatbelts. I just don't understand why the law doesn't require that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be expensive for them to put seatbelts in those buses.
We have seatbelts. They just don't require the kids to use them. They leave it up to the kids to decide, which I think is the
Oh,
stupidest shit ever. Because then the kids aren't going to want to use it. I only have one kid out of all my kids that will use a seatbelt. He puts the seatbelt on every time. All the other kids never use them. The small seats have 2 seatbelts and the bigger seats have 3. So, I mean, there's plenty of seatbelts. But yeah, that driver, that 18-wheeler is gonna be facing some serious shit if that's what actually happened.
Yeah, until you hear the results of the investigation.
If it happened the way I heard it happened, that's yeah, he's gonna be facing some serious shit. And like I said, he's lucky there was no kids on the bus because he could have got child endangerment, all kinds of crap for not paying attention, running that light. And there possibly, I hate to say it, but there could have been a couple deaths because of that. So thank God only the driver was on there. But there is shit all thrown in the bus, and it looks like the driver's seat. When you go up to it and look at it up close, it looks like the driver's seat got pushed up into the dash. It's all the whole frame and everything on that bus is all twisted and shit. That bus is done. There ain't no fixing it. Because normally, when a bus gets in an accident, a lot of the parts are interchangeable. They can take a bumper off, a hood off. They can change entire hoods out, panels, like everything's interchangeable. But that bus is all twisted and shit, so there ain't no fixing it. That bus is done for. They're just gonna end up selling it for scrap or something. Or they may strip it for parts. I don't know. They do that sometimes with the older buses. They'll use them for parts. What's up, Dusty? I guarantee that driver lost his job. I can guarantee that. If it was like they
Don't they
said,
have dash cams on all the trucks and stuff?
well, the bus does, so they're going to have video evidence because that
Yeah.
bus is cloaked in cameras. There's three on the driver, or two on the driver's side on the outside. There's one in the front windshield. There's one in the back. There's four inside the bus, and then there's three on the passenger side of the bus
You
on
would
the
think
outside.
any commercial vehicle like a truck should be required to have a certain number of cameras in certain locations just automatically before it's licensed.
I mean, honestly, you think they would require all cars have to have dash cameras?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jim, exactly. Yeah, he would have been in he would have been in some serious shit if there would have been kids on that bus. I guarantee the sheriff would have held nothing back putting that boy in jail. I mean, when you're a Class A, you have a Class A driver's license, they expect more out of you than the standard driver. Because you're hauling such a huge truck. I mean, you're talking about 80,000 pounds, going down the road.
Yep.
They expect you to be paying attention and being more cautious than your average driver. Like, they hold you to a higher standard when you have a Class B or a Class A license. Oh yeah, like I said, that not only is that trucking company's insurance going to have to pay out about $300,000 for the replacement of that bus, but if the county decides to sue that trucking company, that could be a multi-million-dollar lawsuit right there.
Sure. Not to mention the fact that the driver was hurt. There's going to be a settlement
Yeah,
there.
she could privately sue for her own self,
Yep.
and lawyers line up for commercial vehicle accidents. Oh man, they'll be all over that shit. I wouldn't be surprised that driver don't walk away with at least 100K.
Or more.
It really depends on her injuries. If she's not super injured, where she has a bunch of medical bills, she could still sue and get something. But I would say 150K at best. Now, if she had serious injuries, where she was in and out of the hospital for the next 2 years, oh yeah, you'd be looking at close to $1 million.
Well, and then it depends upon her injury mentally. she could get mental incapacitation too.
Yeah, it's hard to say. But there's definitely a case for a lawsuit, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, several of them.
'Cause I wouldn't be surprised if the county don't end up suing the shit out of that trucking company. I mean, if you think about it, it's a perfect opportunity for the county to sue, probably get a couple $1 million out of it, and that covers any accidents that were their fault this year.
Right?
You know, that helps bring their costs back down again, balance their budget again. Yep, exactly. It was probably better that it hit that bus and not a fucking car, because it would have demolished the car.
Oh yeah. Well, it's probably a blessing that there weren't more vehicles involved in it when it hit the bus, and the bus could have spun around and hit a car or had family in the car or whatever.
Yeah, well, there wasn't any other cars involved as far as I know. The truck and the bus. Yeah, when you're a Class A driver, though, you got to you got to mind your P's and Q's more than a regular standard driver. Because those are the ones that like the state troopers like to catch. That's big money when they can find a truck for doing something stupid.
down.
I'm just waiting to see what trucking company it was. I have a feeling it was fucking Swift.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I'm just saying that. They got some of the worst fucking drivers. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't Swift.
I'm gonna step away a minute. I got to give Boone his half pill.
Yeah, as far as I know, Jim, right now, as far as we know, she's fine. She's just shooken up and being she's under observation, so nothing too nothing critical at the moment. That's what they said over the radio this morning when somebody asked the dispatch about it. If anything, she's gonna be fucked up mentally more than she is physically, the way they're describing it. 'Cause I'm sure she might be afraid to get back in a bus. There's some people that can get in an accident like that and jump right back into it, but there's other people it scares the living shit out of them. They end up getting like a PTSD when it comes to driving again. We had one driver, uh, I guess a few years ago, she got into a real bad accident and she went and started being an attendant because she's too afraid to drive a bus anymore. Yeah, it happened yesterday, TJ. It was yesterday afternoon while I was on, or it was, no, I wasn't on break. It was at 2:30. So we would have just been starting our first run when it happened. I found out about 4 o'clock, around 3:34. I found out about it because it was all over Facebook. Yeah, we would have been like 10 minutes into our first 10, 20 minutes into our first run. I don't know the driver personally, so I probably would know the driver if I saw their face, but from meetings and stuff, but I don't know who the driver is. It's nobody I know. I only know about 7 or 8 drivers by name. Well, Those are ones that I work with all the time. What's up, Joel? Coming on, TJ, or what? Oh, a driver yesterday got hit by a bus was going through a light and a 18-wheeler ran the light and went right into the side of the bus and knocked the bus over on its side. Just a driver in it. What's up, Ed? I'll show the pictures here again in a minute. I took at the yard this morning. They had it parked at the yard. Oh, you going to 11? All right. Oh yeah, you're not too long from going, by an hour and a half. Oh yeah, she is lucky, Jim, for sure. I said if there would have been any kids in there, it would have been a lot worse. Because the stupid reason thing is they don't require freaking students to wear seatbelts, which I think is dumb as hell. And we're not allowed to force them to wear them, so I think it's stupid.
Good morning, Mark.
Morning,
We can
Paul.
only
Morning,
suggest
Justin.
that they wear them. Here, I'll show the pictures. Give me a second here. I'll show the pictures again. Joel can see them. So this is obviously the front of the bus. You can see it's all smashed up here. Windows all smashed up. Pretty good damage. This is a pretty new bus too. It's only a 2023. Because the way they go by this is the numbers is if it's 2330, that means it's 2023 and it was the 30th one delivered. So that's how they do it. And then here's the side. You can see a big old gash in the side, all dented up, all fucked up here. I'm surprised these windows didn't break, to be honest. I'm real surprised. And then there's the back of the bus. You can see it's all ripped up. Exhaust is hanging, bumper.
Repairable?
No, it's all bent to hell. No, the frame's all bent to hell. It's not repairable.
Yeah.
You can see it when you're looking at it. It's all twisted and stuff.
Yeah.
And the back door's coming off. The school bus sign's all dented up there. All dented in.
Was the guy hurt by it?
Yeah.
It was a female driver. She was by herself. She, as far as what they said on the radio this morning, she was not seriously injured, just more shooken up than anything.
Well, the
But
question
she's
I have is how
under
many buses
observation.
ride without somebody in the back like you?
Any ones that don't have special needs kids.
Oh,
I
so
don't know the
you're
exact
only there
number.
because you pick up special needs?
Yeah, only buses that have special needs require an attendant.
Okay, so I thought every bus had a rider.
No. Now they might put you on a regular bus. Like say they don't have enough ESC buses, which are special needs buses. If they don't have enough buses, they might put you on a regular bus for a little bit until you get one.
Do they put them on the regular buses when they have a bit of a problem with the kids?
They can, yeah.
Mm.
They can do that as well. I've seen them do that a few times. I have actually done that with me a couple times. They were having issues with some kids. But they oh, is it JD? I didn't even know that. Looks
Yep,
like Florida
JD
is
said
second in the US for school
the
bus
second
crashes.
in the US for school bus accidents.
It doesn't really surprise me because I mean we are one of the most populated states too, so it doesn't overly surprise me.
Well, I mean, they're pretty hard to roll for a start.
Well, see what happened was she was going through a light, and an 18-wheeler ran a light and hit the side of the bus and knocked
Sideswiped
it
or
over on
whatever,
its
yeah.
side, and literally knocked the bus over on its side.
Was the truck driver injured?
I don't know about that. They didn't tell us any information about the truck driver, but I know he's probably in a world of shit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Being a Class A driver,
Oh, yeah. He'll lose his license at least for a bit.
yeah. Plus, he's going to get he'll probably get a bunch of tickets, and yeah, and then his company's going to be probably facing. I'm sure the county's probably going to sue the company, and that's going to probably be a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. I guarantee that. Plus,
Oh,
she
yeah.
has a case to sue herself, so
Well, yeah.
yeah, that insurance company ain't going to be too happy.
Hmm.
In 10 states with the most crashes and fatalities, respectively, are Texas 75, Florida 87, or 75 and 87, Florida 74 and 76, Georgia 60, 65.
Most of
I know
our councils over here cover their own insurance. So
well, no. I'm not saying.
yeah, no, not your people paying it because it's their fault. But I mean, our people, they all the council vehicles are all insured by the council.
Self-insured.
Yeah.
I think the county does the same thing.
Most big
'Cause, like,
governments do that, don't they?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure our county's self-insured because they'll obviously pay out if they wreck into somebody's car, but if it wrecks into, like, say two buses hit each other in the bus yard, obviously they're not going to file any claims. They're just going to fix the shit.
Yeah.
And then the drivers are going to have to deal with the home office about whatever the fuck one of them did. Usually it isn't bad if like one accidentally backs into another. They don't make a big deal about it. You might get a decent talking to by your supervisor, but they don't really make a huge deal about it, especially if there's no damage done. They don't really make too big of a fuss.
Haven't they got reversing cameras on?
Yeah, and they come on in the mirror, but those cameras fucking suck, dude.
Hmm.
Their resolution on them things is horrible. Some of them look okay, but the majority of them are horrible. I hope he wasn't playing on his phone, Joel. He's going to be in real big trouble. Like I said, because Class A drivers are held to a higher standard than your standard drivers.
Only a minute, got a phone call.
I don't know what the hell he was doing. And I don't even know if all that is correct because it was all secondhand information I got from people. But it seems to be pretty consistent from the three people I heard it from. They all said the same thing 3 different times. So it's not like it's changed every time I talk to somebody. So, and then over the radio, they just said the driver was okay, just shooken up this morning. A couple drivers asked dispatch about her. They were concerned about her.
That was this morning?
No, that was yesterday afternoon around 2:30 my time.
Morning, Paul. Morning, Mark. Morning, Justin.
She was
Morning,
on her way
Jack.
to get the kids. So she didn't have any kids in the bus, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said, I don't understand why they don't require kids to wear seatbelts on buses. I don't understand that. I think this is the stupidest shit ever. And we're not allowed, we have seatbelts, but we're not allowed to force the kids to wear them. We can only suggest that they wear them. But if you look at videos of buses tipping over and shit, dude, it's horrific, dude. The kids get thrown through the damn bus.
Mm.
But yeah, one bus got hit by a train back in what was it, the 70s, and now all buses have to stop at railroad tracks. But there's been multiple crashes over the years where kids have been thrown through buses and hurt and killed and nothing. They haven't changed any of the rules on that.
Yeah, it'd be just simple for each district to have a rule saying that the bus doesn't move unless everybody's buckled up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I think it's stupid.
Well, and nowadays with sensors, they could have it on the dash. You show a picture of all the seating, and if they're not buckled up, would be a flashing light at that seat.
I mean, yeah, you could do that. But yeah, like I said, I don't know why they don't require it. I think it's stupid. Like I said, out of all the kids I have, out of the 50 or 60 kids we have, 50 something kids, only one of them ever wears a seatbelt. That's it.
On Lance.
I wear mine unless I got to get up and do something. I usually have mine on. Unless I got to get up and like walk through the bus for some reason because one of the kids is doing something. Well, we have seatbelts in ours.
Morning, Mark. Downstairs, I gotta scan a couple things before I go to work.
Oh, you're getting ready to go?
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's 6:30 out there, right?
it is.
What time are you supposed to be in your office?
6:35.
Okay,
Or no, 7. I'm sorry, 7:35.
7:35.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
you're late. Yeah, our bus is outfitted with seatbelts.
Ours have them. Because I got them draped over the back of the seats all neatly. That way, if the kids want to get one, they can just reach over and grab it, put it on. But like I keep all our seatbelts nice and organized on the bus. But we're not required. They're not required to wear them, and we can't force them to wear them. It's up to they leave that up to the student. But yet, if I get caught driving in my fucking car without a seatbelt,
Yeah.
fucking trick it.
Remember back in the day, you would ride in the back of a pickup truck in the bed.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, hooting and hollering and standing up and.
Oh yeah, I've almost flown out of a back of a couple pickup trucks back when I was younger.
Yeah.
Playing
Justin,
around.
I'm not being nasty, but you know what? That comment doesn't surprise me.
What?
You standing up in the back of a pickup truck, whooping and hollering.
Not standing up, but I almost got thrown out of a couple back pickup trucks. People taking corners too damn quick and shit.
Well, I would imagine if you're sitting in the back of a pickup truck, what are you doing? Sitting on the edge of the truck, the edge of the box,
Or in the bed.
with your feet inside, and
Right.
No,
You could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of states now it's illegal to ride in the back. You used to be able to do it almost everywhere back in the day. A lot of states have made it illegal to do that now.
Yeah, it's not legal here.
Mark, in all the videos I see of your area, I don't see a lot of pickup truck action. Do you?
They're becoming more popular for the twin cab style pickups.
Oh, for campers in the back?
No, the twin cabs where they've got,
Oh, 4 seats, 4 doors.
Yeah.
And in the pickup. Okay.
Well, they have pickup trucks there, but they tend to design the trucks smaller than ours, a little bit smaller.
yeah, but most of our pickup trucks are businesses.
Right. You guys use, but you
Contractors.
guys also use a lot of, what is it? The work vans.
Yeah.
I see you guys use a lot of those over there. You see quite a bit here, but there's definitely more pickup trucks on job sites and vans. That's for damn sure.
I mean, we do have big pickup trucks that are like Ford Transit based and stuff like that.
Transit vans, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a guy trying to drive a fucking, what was it, a lifted 250 over in the UK.
One of those
He was
big high
having a hell
ones.
of a. It was a full size American truck lifted, and he was having a hell of a time just trying to get in the drive-throughs and shit.
Yeah.
He had to go up on the curb at McDonald's just to go around in the drive-through. It was actually a pretty funny video. It was like a 30-minute video of him driving around and all the different challenges of trying to drive a truck that size around. Well, you notice that it pins the link at the bottom now instead of the top.
Yes, I noticed that.
On the phone, it still pins it at the top.
Yeah, it used to do that on the PC too, but now it's pinning it at the bottom of the
And
chat.
at the
Now.
bottom of the chat.
Well, it's a bit more sensible because it keeps disappearing with the chat. Well, no, the pin post doesn't. But
Yeah, the pin, because once you pin it, it was usually stay up there where it says live chat, you know?
Yeah, they must have been doing some kind of transitional update on that because I remember for like a week or two there, we were having issues with fucking link not showing up. You would be pinned and it'd be there, but then nobody could see it. So they must have got that fixed.
I have noticed that Paul's stream is not coming up in my notifications a lot now. I have to keep going into his channel to find his live.
Yeah, that happens sometimes too. You won't get any kind of notification from certain channels. Even if you have the thing, even if you have the thing checked.
I'm getting the notifications for his videos, but not his live stream.
Well, what was funny was like for the longest time, I was getting Paul's notification for his live stream right after he would end it. Then it would pop up and say, "Oh, Paul's live," and you'd click on it, and he wouldn't be there no more. Or I'd be on the panel, and then he would end it. And all of a sudden, my phone would ding that he was live. What the fuck? It did that for a long ass time, and then it finally fixed itself.
Irrevocable will.
It might be because he's sending out so much shit every day between the two live streams and all the videos and shit. Maybe it's like clogging up his notification thing. Yeah, TJ. YouTube's always doing updates. One thing I just wish they would do is modernize the chat a little bit better. Like update it, make it look a little more modern, I guess. Just looks old.
I hate it when they do the updates and change the layouts and everything, and you've got to try and figure out where everything is again.
Zoom did that about 2 weeks ago. Oh god, that was just trying to find the link was a pain in the ass. Me and I was trying to help Ed find the link, and me and him were going through it, and I hadn't gone live on it since they had done the update. And it took me and him like 15, 20 minutes to figure out where the fuck the link was at.
Hmm.
Because they had moved it. You like that golf video I sent you, like? I think
Yeah,
I
that
sent
was
it to
good.
Mark too.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
funny.
Funny.
I was laughing. The first thing I thought was you two. I was like, I'm gonna send that to you guys.
Yeah, that was funny. I'm juror number 5. What are the chances of them saying I've got to come in?
Hmm.
They already gave you a juror number?
They did. I can't believe that. I've never seen that before.
I've never seen that either. Usually you don't find all that out until you call the number the night before and find out if you're even going. Although I've never actually had to go. Well, last 2 times they called me, they told me they didn't need me the night before.
Hmm.
But I already took the next day off, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take the day off. Because they have to release you for jury duty. They can't ding you for that. So,
Yeah,
but you don't have to. All you have to do is just show them a copy that you got summons for it. You don't have to like prove you were there. Yeah, I had an employee one time that almost skipped jury duty because they thought they were going to get fired from Walmart. I said, no, you have to go. I said, we can't ding you for that. You can go ahead and leave. They barely made it there in time. I was like, you're about getting your ass in trouble. You're out to lose your job or get arrested, one of the two.
What, you can get arrested for not turning up for jury duty?
I believe so. I don't know. I've never. Hold on, let me check. I think either that or you can get a fine. I think, but I think you can get arrested for that
Hmm.
because it is a court summons, which you have to show up for.
I've been subpoenaed. I was supposed to go on the 15th tomorrow, but they delayed the trial until the 6th of May. So I got to go in and testify.
Okay, so they said, "What's up, Tim?" They said, "Yes, you can get arrested for missing jury duty while usually treated as a civil infraction. Initially, failing to respond to a summons or failing to appear after a follow-up can lead to the judge issuing a bench warrant for your arrest, because you get held in contempt of court for not showing up."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, in Florida, it's uh, yeah, you can get contempt of court plus fines. Uh, but a lot of times it says they'll try to reschedule you instead of trying to arrest you. But it depends on the judge, I guess. At the end of the day, it's up to the judge themselves.
See, I'm asking for a friend here, Justin, but I think that's why I got another one of these. Is I got one about 6 months ago, and guess what I forgot to do?
What?
I forgot to sign up.
Uh,
So, but I mean that's what a friend told me anyway.
uh-huh.
And so they got another one, and now they have to go.
God,
They're
I
gonna
hope Lance don't show up today. All right, we've been waiting for you, you son of a bitch. Come here.
Exactly. It's probably a trap. Probably a trap. They're gonna say, "Yeah, come in," and
Did they,
I get in
did,
there and they throw handcuffs on me.
did they also tell you were getting a free TV with jury duty?
Yeah,
I definitely would not show up if that's what they said.
yeah. And cable paid for a year.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the jury
But that
duty
was
pay is shit too, man. Oh my God.
like 10 or 15 bucks, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
a
and then
day.
you get like double that if you actually end up going to trial, but that's per day. That's like not even close to a minimum wage 8-hour shift.
I was on a jury. In fact, I was the foreman, and it was the whole month of November. The entire month was the trial, and we had to deliberate. One guy, he knew the guy was innocent, but he said, "Hey, we get to try him one time, so we need to turn over every rock." And his dad was a judge, so he was pretty animate about taking his time.
Joel said, I've been subpoenaed before as a character witness.
Our jury duty, they have to pay you your lost wages.
Our school pays our wages. Our school pays our wages, and then the jury pays us $15. And sometimes the school district will ask for that $15 from you, since you're getting paid.
Well, see, like our district and like Sarah's job, they'll pay us to go. And then we can keep the money the court gives us, or they give you 4 different charities that you can choose from if you want to donate the money to a charity. It's up to you whether you want to keep it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But you can actually choose between 4 different charities that are approved by the state or county or whoever approves them. And then you can donate your wages from jury duty to one of those if you want. That's what Sarah did when she went last, because she didn't have to, she was getting paid from work. So they paid for her full day of wages, but not a lot of jobs do that though. They'll just give you the day off. They don't give you any money for going.
My federal income tax was accepted. Dang it. Wish they would have said no. You don't have to pay that.
They can give you special leave so it doesn't come out of your leave entitlement, and they pay you wage anyway. So I didn't actually lose any wages when I did it. I've done it twice now.
I'm going to join.
Well, here it doesn't count towards anything. It's just an excused absence. Because illegally, they're not allowed to do anything to you for going because it's a legal summons. Business has to give you the day off, and they can't give you however, if they got a point system for calling out or something like that, they can't give you a point for that. It has to be an excused day off. Coming in again, Lance? Yeah, I muted your computer. Oh, did you already leave your computer? Oh, yeah, you did.
Say something, somebody.
Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Lance.
Can't hear it, you clowns.
I was suspended 3 times in my life. Only had to appear 1 time on a high-profile case. Sarah actually thought jury duty was fun. I was like, fuck that shit. She was like, because she got pulled in about doing this case about this guy that, sexually assaulted an underage child, and she wanted to be on the jury for it. And then she got kicked out because they picked 12 other people. She wanted to see what the conclusion of the case was. She'd been reading up on it ever since, trying to figure out what the conclusion of the case was.
I've done it twice. You do it for a week at a time, and I've only actually served.
Oh no, if you get put on a high profile case, you could be on that shit for 6 months to a year.
Yeah, you can.
If you're one of those lucky ones to get on like an OJ case or something. Especially one of them high profile cases where they might have to put you in a hotel and shit.
Mm.
You're not allowed to contact anybody or anything.
Huh.
But I like the fact that in the courtroom too, sometimes you'll see them and like say the DA might slip up and say something about a past crime that they're not allowed to bring up for the defendant in the courtroom, right? And the judge will tell the jury, "Oh, disregard what he just said." It's like, nah, dude, now that's in my head. You can't just fucking erase it out of my head. Like, Jim actually liked jury duty. He said, honestly, thought jury duty was very interesting. Also, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I mean, I guess if you found the case interesting, be kind of bored if it was like tax evasion or something. I sit there all day listening to some fucking bunch of technical shit. Probably get really boring.
And did I tell you about the case where me and Kate were taken to court by the DVLA for non-payment of car tax because the car was parked on an unadopted road?
Nah, I don't ever remember you telling that story.
Yeah, they took us to court because we had a car that was not MOT'd and not taxed, but it was parked out the back on an unmade, unadopted road.
Hey guys, did you miss me?
So you guys, it wasn't actually being used.
No, it got clamped, and they tried to
You're
do it
breaking up, Mark.
car tax.
No, you're breaking up, Lance. That ain't Mark. That's you.
And in the statement that I gave, telling them all about the fact that part of it was surfaced and it was done in conjunction with our local councillor and the president of the Home Watch, because the president of the Home Watch lived on one of the houses that was fronted on that road. When we got to court, they said there is a slight problem. We're going to have to wait a bit. He says, why? Well, you know, you mentioned Councillor Holland in your statement for the well, she's one of the magistrates, and she's had to recuse herself because of that. So we've got to find another magistrate.
Are you still dealing with that?
No, we won.
The different magistrate ruled in his order, or his favor.
I assume that Councillor Holland told the other magistrates the story, so they knew that what I was saying was right.
Damn bus. Almost sideswiped it. And then I thought of Justin. I said, might as well do a header.
Oh God. Yeah, with my old driver, we had a couple of fucking people try to road rage on the bus. I said, dude, I told one guy, he come up to the door one day. I said, dude, I said, just move along. I said, this ain't the time or place. I said, you're gonna do nothing but get in trouble. He's like, oh, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. I ran back to his truck and got in and left. I said, you don't road rage on a bus with kids on it. That's just fucking stupid. If you got a problem, you can call the county office and report it. I'll tell you what, the sheriff's department wouldn't look too kindly on somebody beating on the side of a bus or trying to open the door when there's kids in there, even if the driver was at fault.
Yeah.
What is that called? An irrevocable will? If your spouse dies, you remarry, and then you give all your stuff to your children, not your new wife. Is that that's called irrevocable will, right?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Well, irrevocable just means that you can't take it back.
Yeah, I have no idea. Never dealt with that, so I'm not sure.
Which is the way we want to set it up, so my daughter doesn't get screwed, just in case.
Wait, hold on. Why do you need to set that up? Is your current wife not your daughter's mother?
No. But if my wife dies and I remarry, my wife will not. My new wife will not get anything. It'll go to my daughter. That's what we want. Her dad, my wife's dad, remarried, and she got and he didn't have very much, but she got, when he died, she got whatever.
Are you planning on doing something, Lance? We need to call the cops.
Now we just want to make sure that my daughter gets gets everything, and not the new spouse, if that were to ever happen. But we're in our 60s. We'll never remarry.
I wouldn't say that, dude. You know how many older people in their 60s and 70s I've seen remarry? And it's always quick, too. They'll be together for like a month or two, and then they'll be married.
And you never say never, I guess, but I've got to turn our will in today, so I've got to remember what that means. I think it's irrevocable will.
I like how Lance assumes his wife's going to go first. Statistically, you're going to go first. A lot of women outlive their husbands.
Yeah.
No, my mum died first.
My mom died first as well.
My mum's mum died first as well.
Yeah, like my grandma died before my grandpa, but statistically, women will outlive their spouses.
Let's see, my grandma outlived my grandpa on both sides. And then my dad outlived my mom.
No, his tail broke off. I have to fix it.
Yeah, my granddad had quite a few small heart attacks first, and then my grandma had one massive one that killed her.
Don says men die first, you get away.
My granddad lasted only a few more months before he went.
My grandpa actually survived quite a long time. He was around, I think, around 6 years after my grandma passed. Come on. Mm.
Hearing sirens somewhere. Oh, the blue lights are right behind me. I wasn't speeding.
Are you getting pulled over?
Just kidding. No, but I do hear
Yeah.
sirens. Oh, they're coming up the hill. It's a fire truck. Gonna zip right by me.
Yeah, I can tell the difference between a fire truck and a police car. They have, if you listen closely, you can tell the difference between their sirens.
You know, the attorney that's doing our will, he wants to know the make and model of our cars. And it's like, really? I mean, we might not have that car in 3 years. Do we have to then go back to you and get charged again to rewrite it?
Yep.
It's all about the money, Lance.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to keep that shit up to date.
I'm going to ask him, just say, can I put cars on there and not make and model? Because I don't want to have to. And same thing with our banking account stuff. We're moving money around right now because we're retiring and we're putting it in a different fund.
Well, it might depend on your particular state too, you know, because that stuff's different in every state. They might have to legally have exactly what you have on there.
Did you fly this morning, Paul?
Yes.
Let me see. Good look, Logan. No. Oh, yeah. I was in Sumter County in Florida. Yeah, that was last week when that happened. When that bus got clipped on the back by that train. That driver got a world of shit, man. She got like 29 counts or something of child endangerment. Because on the camera you hear her say clear as day something about I don't give a crap about the train or something, or I'm not waiting for the train. Said something of that nature. Like I said, they're lucky that that train just scraped the back of the bus and didn't actually grab onto it. Because otherwise that whole back of that bus would have been ripped off.
There were kids on that bus, right?
Yeah, that's why she got 29 count. It was like 20 something counts of child endangerment. And then she got a couple other charges too, reckless driving and something else. Yeah, she's facing a whole bunch of felony charges. Like I said, if there's one thing they're very strict about is using the stop arms and using the stop arms and going across tracks correctly. If you get caught doing either one of those, not correct us all, they'll automatically just fire you right there on the spot. And hope the sheriff's department don't do something to you. Oh yeah, that lady's probably gonna serve some jail time. I doubt she pleads down to no jail time. The only way I'd see that happen is maybe because of her age, because I think she was in her 60s. But I doubt it. She'll probably get at least probably 5 years or something like that. State prison.
Have you been able to drive the bus in the bus yard yet?
No.
You need to take one for a joyride.
I could drive a bus, no problem. I could get into it and drive it without them training me. I've drove big vehicles like that plenty of times. I just don't want to drive. They get called over to the home office all the time for stupid shit. Oh, come and fill this DOT form out. Go do this. Go do that. I'm not doing all that. Because then you got to drive a fucking 25 minutes to the home office and back. Drivers have to do way more stuff than we do. They have to go get physicals all the time. They have to do a lot more training than we do. They have to go in for constant fucking drug testing all the time. I mean, there's just so much shit they have to do. And they don't get paid much more than we do. It's only a couple dollars difference. If it was like a $5 or say $5 or more, I might think about it. It ain't worth the hassle. My wife had a great aunt that died in California and left money without a will. The lawyers keep sending papers to sign one at a time. They will end up billing it all the way. That's fucked up.
I have got short timers, guys, like nobody's business. I do not want to go to work today. You can't make me. And it's only half a day. I'm taking this second half off.
Why are you taking half day off? Just
Well,
killing more hours?
I've got a doctor's appointment at 2:30, and I figured I would go in the morning so I could take another morning shift or something later in this year. I don't like taking half days because, one, the substitute doesn't like to cover them, and two, I don't like to drive in and back out only for half a day.
Yeah,
That 35 minute drive. When I had first period plan, I would call in the second half of the day because there would be 3 classes that the sub would have to teach in the second half. But now I have planned 5th period, so if it's the second half, they only have to teach 2, and I have to teach 3. So. And my 3rd period's going to drive me to retire.
Why?
Oh, I've got about 8 clowns in there, 7 girls and a boy, and the boy just had some type of surgery, so he's going to be gone, which will be nice because there's one gal that she's the queen and he's the king, and those two kind of run the show, and it's like, and I separated them. They were sitting next to each other. It's like, no, I wasn't born yesterday. This isn't my first rodeo. We're separating you clowns.
I've had to separate a few students here and there.
And then I had to email mom of the boy because we're supposed to contact everyone that's getting a C or less just in case they fail at the halfway point. So I had to email that family because he had a C, and I basically said, hey, he plays on his phone too much. He doesn't turn his work in on time. I'm just concerned. And so mom got back to me and said, well, he says everyone plays on their phone. I said, that's right. If they're playing on their phone and they have a C or less, they also got a letter. So, you worry about your kid.
That ain't no fucking excuse for your kid doing it.
Exactly.
That's bullshit.
And then I said, exactly. And then I said, this is the deal. I don't mind if he plays on the phone after he gets his work in, but he doesn't get his work in. So I tell him to get off his phone, or he sleeps, or he plays on the computer. But, so if he sees kids playing on their phones, they may be done. He doesn't know that, or they may not be done, and they're getting the same letter if they're getting a C or less. So anyway, that shut the mom up right away. She said, okay, now I understand.
Yeah, my kids tried that shit over the years coming home. Oh, the teacher's got it out for me. No, you're acting like a dick in class. What did you do?
Yeah.
The teacher just don't have it out for you. I know what my kids are capable of.
Yeah.
My daughter tried that a few months back when she got in trouble at school. Oh, well, the teacher, just got me in trouble. No, you were talking in class. You did it to yourself. And she was trying to blame the teacher for it. No.
And that's what I told my teachers, my daughters. I said, hey, If you have a no cell phone rule and she has it out, you let me know, because we will take that phone lickety split. She did not like me telling all of her teachers that.
Dude, they should have done, you know what they should have done in the early days of cell phones? Made them just like fucking cigarettes and tobacco, or tobacco and alcohol. You gotta be 21 to have them.
Yep.
Get caught with one in your hand, you go to jail.
It's like,
Because
why do you
here-
need a phone? Why do you need a
Well-
phone?
Well, here in Florida, I can't really say none because my kids have phones, but here in Florida, they made it illegal for middle schoolers and elementary kids to have schools on school property at all. They're not supposed to have them. Only high schoolers can have them. But yet they haven't enforced it at all. You'll still see elementary kids and middle school kids getting on the bus with their fucking cell phones.
Yeah, we never worried about that at school.
If I needed a ride home, I walked.
Well, you wouldn't have been able to hide it anyway, Mark. It'd been the size of a fucking suitcase.
Have them when I was. Hell, they didn't calculate it. It was halfway through secondary.
Remember
It would
those
have been
Texas
this-
Instruments? They were $100. Those
They
calculators.
still are.
Are they
Go to
$100?
Walmart. Yeah, dude, they got like at my Walmart we carried 3 different models. One was like $40, one was like 120, and then they had like a $300 one.
Wow. They wash your dishes too, don't they?
They're fucking expensive. They still sell them, yeah.
My first calculator was a Texet, TEXET. All it did was add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And if
Yep.
you can't do that, then you've no right to be at school.
Yep, getting back to the old peachy that they used to have when we were kids, and they had the times tables on the inside.
Yeah.
All the way up 12 times 12 was as high as it went. So so everyone knew their times tables from 1 to 12.
Yeah, because we actually had all of them locked up. And then during the start of school, we'd get some high schoolers and even some college kids coming in looking for them. And we'd have to go in the back and get them out of the lockup cage. We just had like cardboard displays of them out. And they'd have to ask for them because they were that expensive.
Oh, and can you bring me a bottle of tequila too?
Yeah, I can't remember how. I think the most expensive one, I want to say it was around 200. I don't think it was 300. I think it was around 2 something. But there we had 3 different ones we carried, and each one, when you leveled up, it did more and more. They don't even ask for calculators on the school lists anymore, on the lists that you get every year for your students.
Yeah.
They don't even ask for calculators. Most kids would only get them if they were in like an advanced class, or they, like I said, they were in college or something. They might be told they need one. Because there's a couple of high school girls, my advanced students, the ones that go to Winter Haven, that do the same courses as my son does. There's a couple of girls on the bus that have like these big ass Texas Instrument graphing calculators they use. I'll see them using them sometime. Because one of them actually left it on the bus, so I had to get back to them. I had to figure out whose it was.
Well, they didn't half get better
Later,
a lot
Jim.
quicker as well. I mean, like I said, it was halfway through school when they invented the calculators. By the time I left school, you had the programmable ones, big scientific ones that you could program various things for it to do.
Oh yeah, people
I had
turn
a
them into little
Commodore
gaming
one.
systems.
Mm.
Yeah, people take the newer ones and make actual little gaming systems out of them. They'll upload games to them. There's I've seen quite a few people on YouTube that took them and modded them, turned them into and put games on them.
Yeah, no, they hadn't advanced that far when I left.
Oh no, these are like late '90s, early 2000s ones.
They were still LED ones.
There was times when I was in school, we had to use a calculator, but they were issued to you during class, and then the teacher would come around and get them from you. They had like a box that they all went into little slots, and they'd bring them around and hand you one. You'd use it, and then you'd give it back at the end of class.
We had to use slide rules and slide rules and logarithmic tables.
I don't want to go. I'm pulling in the parking lot, guys. Tell me I don't have to go.
You don't have to go.
Okay.
It's in your best interest for you to. It's in your best interest to go.
I like my first period. I like my second. There's a couple kids in fourth that third I don't like. Fourth, there's a couple kids that bother me, and sixth I like. Sixth is my yearbook class. It's a great way to end that day.
End your day on a high note, right?
There you go. Okay, guys, you're gonna be on my phone, not my car, so I'm gonna shut my car down.
All right, I'm jumping off. I'll catch y'all later.
Okay. Justin, take care.
Yep. Later, everybody in the chat.
See you later, Justin.
Hey, Lance, I think I'm just going to shut it down.